like everybody's impressed with individuals that, you know, are resilient, right? I mean, you talk about all these fights that you have going ahead, and then you expect the next time you see the person, it's like everything went your way, right? Oh, she won this, she won that. So you had a roadblock on the way, right? But it didn't stop you, and it actually it's like, okay, I got to do the next thing, and the next thing led to this.
Absolutely.
So what's going through your mind after that first fight not going your way? Like, was it more of I still got to get over this. I got to get through this. I got the next thing coming up. Or how did that affect you?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, even if it was a win, you have to sit back and pick apart what you did wrong, what you did right.
Yeah.
And in that fight, I had a real tough look at myself and said, okay. Because if you saw the fight, you know, I had my opinions on it. But I had to sit down and look at the mirror and look at myself and be like, okay, what am I going to learn today that I'm going to use when I'm on the biggest stage of the world?
Yeah.
And what I took from that fight was, I can win technically, I can win this, but I need to finish.
You have to finish
I have to finish. I have to finish the fights, and that's where I think I messed up. It was a 3-round fight, and on the 3rd round, I kind of got a little tired, took it a little off, where I didn't turn it up. I should have finished the fight. And bringing back, fast forward 8 weeks later, I finished the fight.
You had to I noticed that you had more of a sense of urgency.
Yes.
To like get the job done.
Absolutely.
As opposed to looking for the opportunity and hoping that it would be there.
Yeah.
Too urgent.
Yeah.
Too urgent. No, because leading up to in Miami, the previous fight, that's where I really said, okay, where did I lose this fight? And I lost the fight when I took the back step. When I had thought I won on the cards, and I was like, okay, I'll win. There was no sense of urgency on the last round.
You're referring to the one with
in Miami, April 10th.
Yeah, her name was
Lucero Costa.
Yeah. You don't think that there was a size disparity though? Like me as a coach, me looking at all of the actual attributes and what makes a fight. Well, they say styles makes fight. Yeah, styles, but attributes too, right? Yeah. Which translate to styles. Do you think that there was a size disparity that made a difference?
There was a huge size disparity.
That's a rhetorical question.
Yeah, there was a huge size disparity. But, I mean...
Because I could see you wanting to push forward and having the ability to push forward. Yeah. But when there's such a size disparity, the absorption of, the bigger person is able to absorb a lot of the pressure.
Yeah. You want to know what went on in my head in that 3rd round?
Huh.
I got it. I won the first 2. I had already had a fight lined up for the next week in the boxing TCL.
You were
so I was
ahead.
like, oh, okay. Why take the risk of getting a cut, breaking the foot or something happen, like something crazy happening when I can just keep teeing you up, keep working you, but not having the urgency of going to kill you.
Not have to take unnecessary risks.
Unnecessary risk. That's where I really, really had to look in the mirror and say, what the hell was I doing?
Yeah. Because you're thinking about...
I'm already thinking the next fight when I still haven't even finished the fight that was in front of me.
Which is always something that you're cautioned about, right? It's like never look ahead, never look past what's in front of you. This is the job, this is the moment in time.
Yeah, but it was a lesson that I had to learn, and I had to learn through going through it. There's nothing in life that one's gonna learn by me telling you.
Right.
For me personally, I have to go through it. I have to experience it.
I'm gonna push back on that a little bit though.
Okay.
And here's why. It's like, a lot of people say that to me too. It's like, well, I gotta go through it first. Not so much though. You could have the beauty of foreknowledge. If somebody is able to sit in front of you and have the conversation and at least give you the theoretical framework, then you have an advantage to bring to the next experience. Because competition is all about what? Competitive advantage. I want to have every possible competitive advantage. Physically, mentally, technically, tactically, psychologically. And one of the best ways to have a psychological advantage is you don't always have to go through something to know that something works.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't have to touch the hot stove to know.
Yeah, no, you
it's
don't.
hot, yeah.
Exactly. Like, I'll give you probably a very bad example, and it could almost be qualified as a logical fallacy. I don't know. but somebody told me one time, Josh, you didn't compete and win any titles when you was an amateur and blah, 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 or you didn't fight enough, because I was in the street. I really didn't get to do nothing as amateur. Yeah. What makes you qualify as a coach so much? I'm like, I don't know. My wife goes to a gynecologist who's a male. What makes him qualified? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you could have expert knowledge.
Yeah, a bad example.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my point is it's his theoretical knowledge. It's his theoretical framework. It's his understanding of the intricacies.
No, just to your point,
yeah.
If y'all want to see fireworks,
yeah.
But to your point, I had the question when you see the out of shape trainer.
Yeah.
And it's just like, are you a strength and conditioning coach, but you literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like
but you're not in shape yourself.
Yeah,
you're not in shape yourself, but you're a strength and conditioning coach.
Yeah.
To his point, it's because I know how to get you. I know how to get me in shape.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
I mean, that guy, in the room with that, he knows how to get around. but my point is like, as you grow as an athlete, you take your theoretical knowledge and you bring it into the next experience, as opposed to, oh, I had to go through that to know it. Yeah. Not so much. And the same thing is true of like the whole mental skill of visualization that we were talking about earlier. The reason visualization is so powerful is because before you actually go through something or move through something or, use a certain pattern in a fight or whatever, you kind of play it out theoretically first. Yeah. And you're that much closer to executing more accurately and precisely. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what the visualization part of the fight.
So anyways, I only say that to you is because, like, you don't have to be one of those people, I got to go through to figure it out. That's what wisdom is for.
I don't want to be. Fuck, I don't want to be one of those people that says I have to go through it, but it's also, that's kind of the lessons that I learned. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So you don't get stuck in the loss.
Yeah.
When you lose in life, not just in the fight game, in life or in anything, sometimes people tend to get stuck there. Yeah. And I was one of those people every day I'm growing. And in the past, I was one of those people that would almost get stuck there.
But this time around, you didn't.
Oh no, I didn't stay there for past a day and a half. Absolutely not. And I didn't stay on this win past a day and a half either. Like, really? I got it. It's nice.
But you got more stuff coming up.
Well, we got to keep going.
What do you got coming up?
Breaking news.
Okay.
I'm gonna be joining the Dallas Enforcers
with T-Mac.
With Coach T-Mac. Yep. For the rest of the playoff run, season 3 on TCL. I'm gonna be joining the Dallas Enforcers.
This would be your second season?
Second season, yes. I've always just kind of hopped in and out.
Because you were doing what were you doing last year?
I was with the Boston Butchers.
It was the Boston Butchers.
Yeah.
So you're doing TCL after all?
So I'm gonna be doing TCL. I mean, there's only the playoffs. The playoffs run is next.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna join. I'm gonna join them on the playoff run.
So you got to train with them out in what, like Allen?
Frisco.
Yeah. Who else is on that team?
Me. I don't know. I really don't know.
The fight?
Which one? Nah, they weren't there. Nah, they weren't there.
I just heard you say Frisco. So.
Nah. No, they train out there, but it's funny because the MMA scene and the boxing scene, there's still a little separation.
I know there is. So how? Yeah. So what? They reached out to you and said, hey, we need a one. What do you fight?
126. It'd be a 126.
You can do 126.
Yeah, it'd be walk around weight. Just walk in.
For real?
Yeah.
Why you 126 right now?
Nah. I'm like a little. I'm like a cool little 132, 133 right now.
For real?
Yeah, but it's good. I don't want to do for TCL. Mad respect, but it's 1 or 2 rounds.
Yeah.
And it's every week. I don't want to be cutting weight like 8-10 pounds.
No, that makes
every
sense.
week. So I'd rather just come in on my good walk around weight, cut a little 2, 3, 5, 4 pounds. And
the only thing I don't like about TCL, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
But I think the inherent risk of all of the activity that needs to be done within such a short
Yes.
window of time.
I think that's why you're getting the knockouts.
Yeah. Well,
Back to back to back to back. These athletes are
that could
knocking
happen-
are knocking each other out.
And that could happen to anybody.
Yeah.
That could happen to the person that normally wouldn't happen to in a 4-round bout, 6-round bout, 8-round, 10, 12.
Yeah.
Normally wouldn't happen. But because of the pressure to do so much within such a short window, kind of like calls for that type of untamed aggression.
But that's kind of why.
Why do you think that happened to Bree?
Yeah.
See, I never saw that happen to Bree. I love Bree with all my heart. You know what I
Esa es
mean?
mi carnal, bro.
I know, but the fact that she was put in a situation where she had to do so much within a short window of time, it's like mistakes
Were made.
Or yes,
Mistakes were made that wouldn't normally happen in a normal fight.
In a normal fight.
It wouldn't have happened. Absolutely. Absolutely, I agree.
So I think that's just an inherent risk of being in that scenario. But
can I tell you that's also why I wanted to do it?
I mean, I believe you.
That is why I don't know if it's I don't know necessarily where it comes from, but there's been a switch flipped in me where it's almost like not wanting to prove myself. I don't have to prove myself to absolutely anybody. I am who I am.
Yeah.
But I want to put my hands on somebody.
Look, I got a guy. I got a question about that then, because I got a guy who, you know, we talk about all this mental skills training and shit, and he's like, I'm just trying to figure out how to flip that switch. I got to be able to flip that switch on, and I haven't figured it out yet. It takes me a while. I don't understand. What is that for you?
You know, after I took the back-to-back losses, where the losses didn't bother me. What bothered me is that it was out of my control.
Yeah.
That's what.
Like the decision.
The decision, and plus the decision where it was like could have gone either way.
Yeah.
It irritated me to a point where, but not just that. I'm talking about everything that's kind of out of my control. The opportunities be given to me and then been taken from me. Things that just as a fighter you can't control.
Yeah.
That irritates the hell out of me.
Yeah.
And I realize the only thing I really can control as a fighter is what happens when that bell goes.
Yeah.
So that's why I've fallen in love with just the go. The go, because I could control that.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know when it happened, but that's when the switch flipped it. But it's been recently.
So that makes you just turn it on. Does it make you more intense?
It makes me more intense because that's the only thing I can control. Everything else, kind of opportunities, fights lined up, pay, X, Y, Z, they're all kind of out of my control. But the one thing I can control,
you do.
Is what I do when that bell rings.
How you train. That's what I tell these guys all the time. It's like there's so much variables involved with combat sports. There's a lot of variables. Right? You have all of these skills, you have all of these things that you do well, and then next thing you know, you end up in front of somebody that negates that, right? And you can't control how they show up, what their mind state is, how well they train, how strong. You can't control none of that. But you can control what you do, so you should maximize what you do, and mentally speaking, figure out what that takes to get you in that zone. Because it's different for different people.
Absolutely.
Like what gets you there? What puts you in that mentality? You know what I mean? Like, that's why I asked you last time, like, what is your pre-fight strategy? What are you thinking about? You know, how are you talking to yourself? You know, how you get yourself in that element, you know?
Yeah, well,
A lot of that.
a lot of
You've got some insider knowledge that I don't have. I'm jealous.
He's gonna release it very soon, all the inside knowledge. But
Oh man, I hate you both.
There's a lot of shimmying going on backstage.
So that's a big part of it.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's just my personality. I don't know. Like, I'm just, you know.
But being true to who you are.
Yeah, being true, because I think it takes more, we've talked about this. It takes more energy to put on a persona, to put on a character for the camera. Like, fuck it. If I'm gonna be judged, let it be for me.
Well, that's cool, because like that's what being true to who you are is actually gets you in your truest form.
Yeah.
As opposed to these other guys. I mean, I've been around a lot of guys. In the moments where they're getting prepared, they're not normally who they are.
Yeah.
They don't normally have the face that they usually have when I work with them. They don't normally have the gestures that they normally make when I'm working with them. They normally laugh at jokes and dumb shit I say, but all of a sudden they're not. So they're taken out of who they
gotta
are.
Be mentally, you know, gearing themselves up to
But sometimes it works against them.
Yeah.
Because they don't allow themselves to be who they really are. So how can you flip that switch, you know, when you already have a psychological barrier or an identity crisis going on in the moment of truth. You know what I mean? So like, but no, that's dope. That's dope to hear that.
Yeah.
Man,
This is me.
that was an exciting fight though. I saw you. I saw.
The little money dance. The little money dance. Yeah. No, it was. I mean, like I said, it's nice. You know what I'm saying? But it's where do we go?
It's like what now?
Well, let's go. Let's now that I got a little momentum, let's keep it going.
So the TCL thing is obviously to go from the boxing standpoint. So in terms of like MMA, like what does this do? Does it kind of create opportunities to defend it now, or like what's the next step?
Yeah, absolutely. First, TCL's on the table. Dallas Enforcers. Hopefully, we'll make the run all the way to the finale Mega Bowl, and this has to be on the back burner for that.
This is gonna be on the back burner.
This is gonna be on the back burner.
Why is this gonna be on the back burner? It's a title.
Because now I'm the champion. I have the option.
Yeah.
I can defend it in August, or I can defend it in September. That's the option that I have.
And the TCL season goes through
August, just because it's the playoffs now. So it's like win or go home.
Oh, so you'll have time.
Yeah.
So
we'll have time.
Okay. So it makes sense.
Yeah,
It makes sense in terms of timeline.
Yeah. Plus, it gives me September gives me more time to prepare as well, because there's no more easy fights for me.
Yeah.
There hasn't been an easy fight for me since the beginning.
Since
the beginning of my career.
You've been making it hard on yourself.
I know I've been fighting big bitches. Huh?
So do they already got like defenses lined up for you? Because I'm sure like
they came to me. They came to us not with names yet, but these August or September. I get to choose.
Right.
Yes.
You don't gotta go up to like one.
Well, I don't know. Listen, I kind of want the second one.
Yeah.
So I might go down to 115 and go collect that one real quick.
Yeah.
See, you gotta do cool shit while you're fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Cool shit while you're fighting.
The one belt's cool, but think about another one.
So is there other like, I guess, sanctions other than the PFC that you also come across, or is it just the PFC?
So technically I'm a free agent, so I just kind of...
You go wherever you want.
I go, not wherever I want, wherever there's opportunities.
Yeah.
You know, being a fighter, not just a fighter, a female fighter, there's less fighters, so I have to be more open to the opportunities, because I know that fight opportunities don't come a lot.
For MMA?
For MMA or boxing?
I think boxing is starting to like, I mean, at least it's given the impression, and this could be media, you're right. But I feel like there's a lot of possible opportunities there.
A lot of possible. I've had contracts signed, and then
they pull out.
I've had opponents given to other opponents.
So is there any of that still on the table for you other than TCL right now?
I can pray.
Really?
It's just one of those things where I can't, like, things that are out of my control.
Yeah.
I won't know till I know.
Yeah.
Type thing. But I keep, good hopes, and I know that there's good things coming, because my name is getting out there.
Because you're still open to the boxing opportunities, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Because, I mean, I'm going to be a little biased. Right?
Go for it.
I prefer to be a part of the boxing thing. It's like, because like, I'm saying, I'm thinking about myself. Maybe Mulan hit me. Hey, Josh, I need a boxing coach to work with me on this. I got this opportunity. I'm like, let's go.
You want to join the team? Just say it. You want to join the team?
You know what I mean?
Join the team.
I'm just saying, we'll put together a camp. I'll have it all lined up for you. You know what I mean?
I'm open to it, but right now it's because I think the further I go along, and I'm getting older. Listen, I don't know what it is, but I turned 26, and I feel like...
You young.
I don't feel like my knees don't feel like it. The gray hairs are popping out. I don't know, man.
Really?
I feel like I'm getting close to 30. But as I get older, I'm like, eventually it's gonna come a time where I'm gonna have to choose.
Between boxing and MMA.
Yeah. MMA or boxing, and I always said, I was like, whoever puts the biggest contract in front of me.
Yeah.
But it's just hard. I think it's.
Do you got a manager, promoter, or anything?
Yeah. So I work with KO reps in MMA, and then I work with Louis Villarreal in boxing. So
he's your manager?
He's not my manager, but
Louis?
we work. He's my boxing advisor, advisor.
Yeah.
But manager MMA is KO reps, or from KO reps. Yeah. So I'm working with two distinctive guys, but it's think the moment will come when it comes. But
know it will.
But I know that whoever brings me onto the big show first, because after this win and after a few defenses, I mean, how far is the UFC for me, you know? And the
Right.
UFC is the...
You might be in the White House. Trump just said
Oh,
that
God.
he wants to put on a UFC event. You might just be
Lord.
there.
Shit, I don't know. In September, they're coming to San Antonio. So I'm like,
UFC?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, damn, man. What,
That could be on the table.
Wouldn't that be a dream? Wouldn't
That
that
could
be
be
a
on
dream
the
come
table.
true?
In San Antonio?
In San Antonio,
like
Texas?
Your walkout outfit would fit in just fine over there.
I can't tell you what it is just yet, because listen, it comes, the inspiration comes to me the week of.
Really?
Yeah.
So you
like,
don't know yet?
I don't know, like even the walkout songs, everything like that, it's how I'm feeling.
What did you walk out to this past
This
time?
was Bad Bunny, and then it went to Lefty, Santa Fe Clan.
So you still getting DJs to do favors for you, huh?
And they do it. Hey, listen, this is the entertainment business. And when it comes down to it, I think I was one of the most entertaining walkouts.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I not to say nothing, but like, I think I was the most entertaining one, so.
You know what though? Like, I wouldn't even worry about age. Like, think about Chicken is 40 years old, about to fight for an undisputed.
Yeah.
She was crazy that her first opponent dropped out because she found out she was pregnant, and then they still gave her another undisputed opponent for an undisputed title.
Was it found out she was pregnant?
That's what I heard.
That's mad crazy. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Either way, like, you would think that after something like that happens, that's it, you out of undisputed title fight.
Yeah.
But now they gave her a whole nother opponent. It's also an undisputed title bout. Different weight class, but.
And she's handling it like a professional.
That is.
She's gonna go out there and she's gonna do her thing.
That's a big stage. So I'm like, I mean, this is the time. Like, I wouldn't even be surprised you come across a good opportunity that you earn and you deserve. And I think, like, you're right, it's the entertainment business. And you have charisma, you have character, you have, you know, that type of overall presence that people gravitates to. Because people want to be entertained, bro. People want to be entertained at the end of the day. Don't just go out there and just fight like William Skull fought Canelo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or like in MMA, I respect the grappling side of it, and jiu-jitsu is, you know, one of the most demanding sports in the game, but nobody wants to watch two people just lay on each other for 25 minutes.
I don't.
Absolutely not. People want to see people murder each other.
I want to see that timed punch or that timed strike, timed kick, timed knee, whatever. Like, you caught them slipping, or you set it up.
Yeah.
You set it up with a feint or a lateral movement or something they got comfortable with, and it's there.
Yeah.
It's there because it wasn't an accident. It was tactical. That's what I want to see. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, absolutely. On the other flip of it, there's just the pure violence side of it. I like the pure violence. Sometimes you just gotta smash.
Really?
Sometimes you just gotta smash with the guard. Fuck it.
How clearly were you able? Because literally, you'll see it in the film too. But like, it was literally step by step. You were following your coach's instruction, coaches and training partner Christian. And
Yeah.
everything that they were yelling out, push your face down, elbow, like everything they yelled out, you literally, like, could you hear them, or was it just?
I could hear them because so my coaches in my corners, their voices I can just tone them out from any crowd.
Yeah.
But it's also that's what we drill. That's what we
It's
drill
what you drill.
every single
you
day.
recognize the scenario and you
Recognize it, and they're just, as they're calling it, it's like, oh yeah. Because at one point I had her in a lock, and when I jumped it, I didn't jump it, but when I jumped it and I got it, I almost smiled. I was like, I'm about to tap her out.
Yeah.
And I look over to my corner, and all three of them simultaneously are like, giving me the signal, high up, go high elbow.
There.
Go high elbow. And I was like, oh yeah. And I wanted to smile, but I was like, nah, lock in.
Yeah.
Because you look over and you got three guys just,
Yeah.
nah. But I had to be locked in. No smiling. Back to the business.
Yeah.
Until after. Listen, after it don't count. After I'm for the duel.
Did you fight early or late?
Oh my God, no, I was a co-main event. So I fought like almost 11 after 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And they want us there at 4 o'clock. Get out of here. I think we showed up like 6:30, a few hours late.
Really?
Well, I mean, We're just gonna sit back there and do nothing.
Do not a
Do
damn
nothing.
thing.
God. But Judah got to experience it for the first time.
Got to soak it up.
He got to soak it up. He got yelled at a few times.
For real? Why?
He had cause you can't have anything energy drinks back there.
Why can't you have no energy? Oh, they
can't-
think you're gonna give it to the fighter.
You can't have any energy drinks, anything that's like unmarked bottles.
Really?
You can't do it.
Me and my Celsius.
Yeah.
You can't tell. You can't take Judah Celsius away.
I'm like,
We had to.
You see? Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was going to change the subject. It was like, did you see Joshua Jenkins and Jordan Jenkins highlight knockouts in Alabama
Yes, man. And
No, I didn't see.
I'm so.
or Arkansas? I think it was Arkansas.
I'm new to him, so I'm like, wait, did I just see this one? Wait, no, did
Yeah.
I see you knock it? Okay, no. Okay, 2 different knockouts.
Well, he had messaged me and he's like, Coach, they're voting for the knockout of the night. Go vote for me. I said, wait a minute, man. You trying to get me to pick between you and Jordan, man? That ain't right, man. Picking favorites and stuff, man.
I think Jordan, I guess Jordan messaged me and said vote for Joshua.
Okay.
I was like, oh, that's easy.
Okay.
Bet. Be like, bet. the twin that sent the message is the twin that got the vote.
Man, it's like people are doing things in Dallas now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just looking forward to it.
Time. It's about time.
We just need to support each other. That's really the missing piece. It's like need to support each other instead of like, you know, competing with one another from that whole standpoint of, you know, who gets on the stage, who gets the attention, or who, bro, just support each other, man. You know, it's like night and day difference when I travel from here to Houston, because I go to Houston a lot.
Yeah.
We do a lot of sparring over there. We work with a lot of teams over there. And, you know, the people that I work with over there, at least from my experience, there's a lot of collaboration.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, you know, you see a lot of, you know, big time folks down there, as opposed to, it's like almost like they just, oh, Dallas, I'll pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
because they already know the kind of conflict and arrogance and
Yeah. Well, they're gonna hear us very soon.
they got you, and I'm with it.
We're gonna be on the world map very soon.
You know, like
Yeah,
for a
that's
minute, I was complaining about being right here in Forney. Complaining. I just complaining. I was like agonizing over it.
It's too far from the city or what?
Yes. Because, you know, I do so much. I got so much to offer, you know, with education in sports psychology, education in kinesiology, like just, you know, just working with all kinds of people, being a good business person, all this other stuff, right? Not to toot my horn, right? But look.
Like, who's counting?
Yeah. But it's like I've been in Forney, and it's like all of these people hit me up. All these people want to come work with me, and they'll come work with me a few times, but then they'll realize that it's such an inconvenience because of 80 or because of this or because of that. So for a while, I was like, man, I got to get in the city. I got to get out of Forney. I got to get in the city. And it was almost so difficult because real estate is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so, but you know what? I finally stopped complaining. I just stopped. I said, you know what? Let me just be happy with where I'm at and what I have, and let me just go with that. As soon as I stopped complaining, bro, people started calling me and coming over here.
Yeah.
Like I can't even begin to talk about people who are about to start working with me.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Good.
But it's once I stopped complaining. You know what I mean?
Everything started working out. Once you
Yes.
stop complaining, start hounding the negative.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, everything is happening in your favor. And I will say the thing about the drive too, it weeds people out who don't really want to be here.
It does.
Like, oh, it's a 30-minute drive, it's a 45-minute drive. It weeds the people who don't want it that bad.
But what they do though, and here's what was getting to me, is like, well, fine, I'll just find the next person who's closer and they'll serve me, which is fine. I know some of those coaches.
Yeah.
I know some of those coaches. Like, I get it. They're closer to you. Go ahead. They're not going to teach you what I teach you, and I know that for a fact. And not because I'm better than them. I don't try to say I'm better than them. They got their own strengths.
Yeah.
I just know what I bring to the table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I get it. It made it easier for them, and that's why they go. And so there's a few names, I won't drop them. One day I'm going to put them on blast. Trust me.
Cover the mic. You can tell me.
This motherfucker. But he was like, for a minute, he was like, I'm going to go out there and see. I want to work with you. Because every time we talk, I appreciate the stuff you tell me, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
right? But, you know, he ended up going somewhere else that was a lot closer just because the inconvenience of coming out here. You know what I mean? And when I saw that, you know, that was the decision he made, I was like, okay, whatever, man. You know what I mean?
Don't take it personal, right? But
I was a victim of what I teach other people to do, right? I teach them, don't focus on the negative thinking. You got to learn how to reframe everything that's negative into something more positive. right? Instead of
mindset.
saying I can't, just be like, you know what, but I'll learn to.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you think about the negative stuff, that's all you're gonna think about. Like I forgot which old psychologist, pioneers of psychology said this. I don't know if it was Freud, I forgot who it was, but it was called the polar bear theory. It's like if I tell you right now to don't think of a white polar bear, what's the first thing you're gonna think about?
Yeah,
White polar bear.
Yeah.
So it's the difference between negative reinforcement and positive reinforcement. And I knew this, but I would still find myself guilty of focusing on the negative.
See, even though even
though I knew that,
you had the tools, you still, you know.
But that's what led me to the reality of you need people around you though too.
Yes.
Because like even though I know that, if I don't got people around me, it don't matter.
Yeah.
There's nobody there to hold me accountable, to reinforce me, to lift me back up. Like everything got to be done in a village.
Yeah.
You're not supposed. You know what one of my biggest pet peeves with the boxing game is they say it's a lonely sport. You put this out there, I guarantee you people ain't gonna like this, Judah. They say it's the loneliest sport in the world. And in my mind, I'm like, wait a minute, is that by choice? Or is that just because you got no choice? And I'm like, I think it's by choice.
So, but just to add on, so you had a teammate. You had one particular teammate. He didn't have. I feel like he might have had one of those lonely nights versus the rest of the team. Like, maybe it comes down to like I had a bad fight. I got beat up. I'm questioning everything.
Yeah.
And I'm alone, hurt, injured. And it's like I think that's kind of what they.
Yeah, but I think there's a stigma of you put yourself into that particular.
And what's crazier is the guy I'm speaking on was absolutely positive, like as jovial as you could possibly, as you could be to have gone through what he had just gone through. So this is like, but as far as being like the longest sport, I think this is like the fighting.
And it's not true. And I think there's a stigma though too, right? Like if you take that loss, it's just me. Is it really? Or if I
won, we all.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's a stigma. There's an inherent contradiction that takes place, an internal dialogue that creates a false dichotomy that shouldn't actually exist. But we buy into that because if you hear something enough, or if something is said enough, or that's the framework that's been given enough, well, then that's just the way it is. That's the absolutes. No. But it's not an absolute. And I make sure that none of my guys think like that. You know what I mean? We're not doing this by itself. Kiki and Josh are part of the development of all my guys just as much as I am.
And they did a real good, as positive as he was on his own, like the rest of the team did just as well at keeping him up.
Yeah.
It ain't just like,
because I feel like once you get to a certain stage, a lot of things are transactional.
Yeah.
Meaning your strength and conditioning program, that's transactional. Your interaction with your coach, that's transactional. We got this hour and a half, we got this 2 hours, but he got to work with somebody else too. Stuff comes when it becomes transactional, you're damn right it becomes a lonely sport because you're not building each other up with a village mindset.
No community.
Yeah.
I think it can be both ways.
Yeah.
Because I think one can put themselves there because they don't have nobody.
Yeah.
Because like you said, a lot of the sport, the community is transactional.
Yeah.
We love you when you're up, and once you lost, he's not as good. They're not as good as we thought, and they turn their back on the teammate. So I think it can be both. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people are dealt cards. Like I feel very fortunate in the team that I have around because in every gym that I'm at, I'm a boxing gym and then I have my MMA gym. It's a sense of community in both.
And that makes such a difference.
That's night and day.
Yeah.
Night and absolute day.
Because you can't do things, whether it's fight scene, whether it's anything else. Why would you do things in isolation?
Yeah.
Right? I think people suffer from unnecessary heartache and heartbreak. Unnecessary. Notice what I said. It's a lot of the heartache and heartbreak that we face is just completely unnecessary. Yeah, there's the things that happen to you because, misfortunate circumstances. You couldn't predict what one person did. But a lot of the stuff is unnecessary, period, right? Because think about like the reason why there's so many proverbs that exist and what's so rich about the proverbs, not just the biblical proverbs, but proverbs in general from different cultures. It's wisdom given to you so that you could actually use it and apply it and have a theoretical framework so that you don't fall victim to certain things that you otherwise would, because you didn't have the foreknowledge to kind of assess a situation and whatnot, right? And so that's what we say. That's the same reason why they're like, fool me once.
Shame on me.
Yeah, fool me twice.
Shame on, yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I'm just like, community is everything, and you don't have to do. One of the things that I want to do in my coaching and working with my guys and working with my team is kind of like overcome this whole stigma of you're in isolation working on yourself. You're in isolation working on yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it is a team. Yeah, when you get in the ring, you're in the ring and nobody's there throwing the punches for you. That's absolutely right. But you're the product of everybody that poured into you and invested into you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the way it should be. Yeah, you got to own it and you got to apply it, but it ain't a product of just you alone sitting in a basement studying film.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's those around you that poured into you.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when a fighter is almost in that vulnerable stage where they do feel alone, it's like
probably make mistakes.
But it's vulnerability that sometimes we don't want to show it.
Yeah.
That weakness that doesn't allow us to reach for help or just say, you know what, hey, coach, I do need this help. I do need that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like that you said that too, because you know what? You know that survey thing I told you about? I haven't been doing it for a while. It's something I recently started. There's some guys that I've been working with for like 2 years, 3 years. And it wasn't until they finally decided to fill out that survey that there were some things about them I found out that I never knew.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to share some vulnerabilities about themselves.
Yeah.
They never would have done it. They weren't even going to fill out the survey. I just kept creating this culture of accountability. I'm like, 5 of you did it, 3 of you didn't, why not? Yeah. So they finally did it. And they shared something about guys that I've worked with for years. And I found out something about them. Yeah. And because I found out something about them, I'm like, okay, well, now we're addressing it.
Now we can work on it.
Now we can work on it. But it's
now you don't have to be alone on it.
That's so interesting you said that, though, because it's true. It's true. Like, there's a lot of vulnerabilities. It's insecurity is what it is.
Yeah. Security, vulnerability. But it's also we're fighters. We're supposed to be the toughest people on this planet. You know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to have those moments of weakness, of insecurity. So it's like we don't want others to see it.
Yeah.
That's why we don't lean on each other. We don't want others to see it.
Yeah. But if anybody's going to see it, it should be the community in which you function.
You have around, and that's where the trust in your corner, in your team, has to take place.
I think it's so true. I think that there's just an unnecessary delayed process of establishing that trust and being able to share that information. Yeah. People don't want to divulge that information, so like the time it takes to finally let that be known is longer than what it has to be.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to come to a trainer, you're going to come to a group, you're going to work with a team, the first thing that you need to be able to do is an evaluation and assessment, right? I mean, that's what you would do when you would work with a personal trainer. First thing they're going to do is do an evaluation and assessment. Understand what your weaknesses are, your strengths are, understand what your muscle imbalances are, so on and so forth, right? A lot of fighters, though, they'll come to you and they'll come with all their strengths. This is what I could do, and they'll tell you some of their weaknesses. Oh, I could be better at my footwork. But they won't share with you some of their, like, deepest, darkest
the insecurities.
They're like, I want to know that too.
Yeah.
Because that's probably why we can't get to the bottom of why you can't execute the way you want to execute.
Well, and also, if you think about it too, there's my gym has the way it works, right? Me and my coach and my trainers, but it's also, like we mentioned earlier, a lot of the fight game is transactional now. So it's like, why would I open up to you if you might only be there for the wins and not for losses, you know what I'm saying? Or I just met you, but do I really trust you?
Yeah.
I think that has a lot to play with it as well.
I know, and that's true. And so I've been working on ways to break down those barriers. And I think one of the things that I'm doing that is working is before we get into a training session, I'll have all my guys sit right here and we'll just do a brief. Yeah. We'll just do a brief. You know what I mean? How's this going? How you doing with the visualization and self-talk? How you talking to yourself? Is it working? Will you mind sharing some of the things with the guys that you say to yourself? At first, some guys were like, nah, I just tell myself certain things. Yeah. But now that we're like weeks into it, they're starting to share what they say to themselves because they realize how much it helped them and they want to help their guy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I gave them my example. I was like, what do I say to myself? Let me tell you what I say to myself. Because trust me, I go through it too. You know what I mean? Sometimes work sucks, life sucks, relationship sucks. It's tough, it's hard. But I know I got to pick myself up. So I have a go-to statement. I have a mantra. I have a phrase. And it's not of my own. I got it from scripture. Joshua 1:9, be strong and courageous, because I commanded you to be strong and courageous. The reason I commanded you to be strong and courageous is because I'm right there with you. Doesn't mean I'm going to fight for you, but it means I'm there, and you can rely on the knowledge I imparted to you to get you through what you need to get through. So I say that to myself. It's a mantra, and it gets me through my hard times, because you need reassurance. Reassurance comes through statements, right? Because we're rational individuals. We got to be able to confront what is true and what is false, and then that's what lifts us up to do what we got to do. So I told all of my guys, I want you to start thinking about how you talk to yourself and what you tell yourself that picks you up and gives you reassurance. If you don't know, just start thinking about it, start writing it down. None of them wrote it down, obviously. But just throughout the course of their week, though, now they're thinking that way. Now they're thinking about how they talk to themselves. Because you know how much people actually subconsciously don't realize how negatively they talk to themselves?
Yeah. Even as a person who's mainly positive or tries to be mainly positive, I'm still like, oh shit, that was kind of negative. Or like,
But it's so often you don't even realize it.
That's what I'm saying. And, because I do a lot of self-reflection. I think a lot. I'm a deep thinker, right?
That's good though. That's good.
So I'm like, oh, why was I thinking so negatively? Or, you know what's funny is, I'm a huge believer of let it pass. However I'm feeling, whatever I'm thinking, I just kind of let it pass. And then somehow I'm just more positive. So, I get over things a lot quicker when I just let it pass.
You're more optimistic.
Yes, optimistic. But even with the positive things, it's like let it pass. Let it pass. Let whatever is going to come.
Time to move on to the next thing. But there's
being present, but understanding that whatever I'm feeling, however, it's going to pass.
It's not the end all be all. Seeing a lot of these people, they stay so focused. They still focused on what they did. My son, for example, he's been boxing since he was 7 years old. He's 7 years old. He's 17 now. But for his whole life, he wanted to be perfect at everything. Obsessed over executing something correctly, right? To the point where he wouldn't even throw a particular combination because he was too worried about that it would not come around perfectly.
It wouldn't be fast enough.
Right, so he'd be so fixated, so hyper-focused on what could go wrong, he never told himself how right this could possibly go. And there's a lot of people like that. And it's because they're holding themselves to the standard of somebody else, and as soon as they don't, align with that particular standard, everything becomes negative. And that's what they focus on. So,
it's crazy because I've almost been the opposite of that. I don't know. It's like
you're rare.
It's like I'm like, excuse me. I've been cussing a lot. Excuse me. But I'm like, throw it. If it lands, it lands. If it doesn't, I'll fix it. Like,
but that's a good.
I've had the F it mentality since I was a kid.
That's a contagious personality to have that needs to be shared. Like you need to just spread those germs on everybody. Give me a hug. Because like the opposite is true of like a lot of people right now. What is contagious is that the negative, I can't, I won't, what if, oh no, shit sucks. You know what I mean?
And I will say that too, like you say, you have your debriefs with your guys. We don't necessarily, my boxing, we don't necessarily have like a debriefing, what's going on, but it's just like we get there and everybody just starts talking, or I come in, I say, listen, the gym is my happy place, so I'm in there with the best attitude. From whatever happened outside the door, it doesn't even matter. As soon as I walk in, I get the music, and it's just a good time, and then we just start chatting with each other, what's going on here, or if it's been a previous boxing day, sparring day, the next day we come in, how did you feel about this, what did you what I'm saying? We just start talking about it without necessarily having to be like
jumping straight into it, or jumping straight into it, and then you don't even, there's so much missed opportunity of like
just to connect. To connect with the people that you have around.
And then the person it's just another day. They're going through monotonous tasks and had no opportunity to reflect. Maybe they reflected with themselves, but that's not the same with reflecting with other people.
Because outside perspective is everything. The outside perspective sometimes it changes. It could
Yeah.
change the way you even see the things.
I read a study the other day, and it was published in the 2019 Journal of Sports Science, Psychological Sports Science. And again, you got to be leery of some of these studies, right? Because what they say is based on a certain percentage of a sample set that was actually studied, but it's still effective. They said that there was a 35% increase in overall coordination with individuals who studied filmed themselves shadowboxing and then studied it.
Yeah. 35%.
35% increase. But again,
I can see.
you got to be leery because
it's
it's all based on the sample set. They studied a group of people over a period of time, and then they looked at their overall coordination.
Yeah.
When they first worked with them, and then they looked at it later. But still, it's like fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
I can see it though because listen, I'm infamous. I record everything and anything.
Yeah.
I don't care. I just keep the camera rolling, record everything and anything.
and then you go back and look at it.
And then I watch it and I study it and I break it down. Like, why did I move this way? But it's not necessarily like, oh, I did good here, I did bad here. It's more of where my body position was in.
You think about it for later.
Think about it for later.
So, oh my God,
so I can see why it would be an increase, because a lot of people don't like to film their stuff or don't like to film them training, and which everybody's got their own thing, right? But I'm like, but you're not seeing what
You
you
don't
look
get
like
to
from
see what
the other perspective.
Yeah.
The other perspective.
And I used to hate people coming in here recording. You want to know why? Because I knew they wouldn't do it to study themselves. They would do it, and they would edit out all the bullshit that was helpful growing learning opportunities, and pick all the shit where they think they look good, and then that's what they put on Instagram.
See, I'm the other way around. I post the bullshit.
You know what I'm saying? So you finally, you just miss out on the benefit of film study because you didn't even, that didn't look good. Cut it out, throw it away, edit. Focus on. One of the things I tell my guys a lot when they do something good, I say, that's nice, don't admire your work, keep it moving.
Yeah, because even when you think you look good, there's, you can always tweak it.
How do you clean up, how do you begin to address the parts where you didn't look good?
Yeah.
If you just focus on what you did right. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Like, one of the biggest things we do in a camp is called a strength profile. Meaning we want to focus on the strength of an athlete, the strength of a fighter. Because, hey, if you do something really well, let's continue to build that muscle. Because we're going to play on that strength when you go into the actual competition. Why not? It's what you do really well, right? It makes no sense emphasizing your weaknesses, but that doesn't mean we ignore the weaknesses altogether.
No.
We incrementally address them and understand them. But with this culture of people that just want to look good, it's the opposite. They ignore everything that they don't do good and focus on everything that looks good or feels good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they want to be gratified.
But then on the big stage or when it matters,
It fucking gets exploited.
Yeah, absolutely. The IG fighters, I call them.
Man, and it's
IG
true,
fighters,
bro.
the
Like,
IG fighters.
I had this one.
Come to the mic, coach. Come to the mic.
I had this one guy, man. He'd come in here all the time, and the first thing he'd do is record himself. He stopped coming because my rule of not allowing his dad and mom to come. Fuck, he's gonna watch this. He watches everything I do. And I said,
we're not criticizing.
I said, you know what? Whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Can you explain that rule for somebody else who might not understand it?
okay, so there's a sign right here that says no recording policy in effect for privacy and safety reasons. It's really not for the privacy and safety reasons, to be honest with you, right?
Yeah.
It's more so because when there's a culture of people just wanting to look good in front of the camera because of the instant gratification,
Yes.
right? I mean, which is a problem, right? You want to be gratified immediately, right? So you're not willing to share the things that don't look good, or at least wouldn't be perceived as looking good, right? Now, if you're an IG model or influencer, fine, I fucking get it. But if you're in here because you want to get better at fighting, we need to see you. You need to see yourself in all of your flaws as well as all of your strengths. So if you start coming here recording everything for the sake of how you look good, you're gonna have a disposition to focus on all the things that you just look good about. Yeah. You're not gonna see yourself critically at all, ever.
And it also, like we were talking about earlier, it changes how they react. Like in a sparring, they know that they're filming. It's almost, people almost tense up or they're afraid to try.
Yep.
You know.
So we'll work on a series of doing particular things. And anything that you're learning, hell, if you're going somewhere to train, it's because you want to learn, right? So you learn certain strategies and techniques and whatnot. They're foreign to you because you haven't learned them yet. So obviously you're not most comfortable with doing it, right? Yeah. So then you get in sparring, all of a sudden the camera comes on, somebody comes in, you don't try what we've been working on.
Yeah.
Why aren't you trying it? Well, because I'm not going to do something I'm not comfortable with. Too many people are watching. Yeah. Camera's on me.
I'm not gonna look stupid on
film. I'm not comfortable with it. Here's what I'll give you a secret of one of the things I do with some of my fighters, right? I give them 15 combinations to learn by memory and execute chronologically in a skill assessment here in the ring. I do it every week, right? Now they're not these combinations, I invented these badass combinations. They're combinations everybody knows. That's not the point. Yeah. The point is there are 15 that they have to do one after another. And the reason they have to do them one after another, because they have to memorize them in a chronological way and then execute them, right? The reason I tell them to do that, think about like a quarterback, right? On his wrist, he has what? A playbook. So at any moment, they're calling particular plays that he could run for different scenarios. Why shouldn't a fighter be able to think the same way, as opposed to just being instinctive, or I find myself in a moment and I'm just relying on my reflexes and so forth? No, I need to be able to draw from it, right? That's why I do that. But here's the thing. Normally, think about working with a coach. You're working on all these combinations. You're practicing all these combinations. But then somebody gets in a fight and they're using maybe 2 or 3 or 4 of their most combinations they're comfortable with. They practice 50, right? Yeah. But they're still only going to use about 3 or 4 out of that 50 because that's what they're most comfortable with. My goal is, how do I get you comfortable with even more, though? Yeah. So when the scenarios change, like for example, I got a guy, it's always going to be that. I got a guy that loves throwing 1-1-2 to the body. Works all the time. 1-1-2 to the body. Yeah. 1-1-2 to the body. Killing dudes with it, right? It works until it no longer works. Yeah. So what do you do then? Right? What else you got? Well, we were working on this, but not that much. So that's why I teach drills like that. Now the problem is, though, once that camera comes on, once people come here, they only try the 3 that they're most comfortable with, and they stop working on the other 27.
They stop growing.
Yeah.
What do you think about creativity in the ring? Because like you said, you give you guys 15 combinations to set out. So how do you feel about that? Like, do you want them more to be tactical fighters, so where you give them the call, or do you want kind of be reins free and kind of let them be creative?
I want them to be creative. So there's pretty much 3 theories of coaching, right? You have more of a what would you call it? An autocratic, which is I'm dictating to you what I want you to do. Okay. Then you have a democratic, it's kind of both of us working together. Then you have more of a passive approach. I'm gonna let you do what you gotta do and I'll jump in when I need to, right? Okay. If they don't have the fundamentals, or if they don't have a solid framework with structure, for that period of time, for a certain period of time, I'm autocratic. It's like, I'm gonna tell you what to do. We're gonna continue to do what I tell you to do. Once you've picked it up, once you have the framework, once you show that you could implement the framework, let's move to a more democratic approach. Okay. Now it's kind of both of us, right? Eventually, I want you to be passive. I want you to be more creative. I want you calling it, owning your own development, like I said earlier, right? So what I feel about that, that's the goal. But I don't want you doing that unless it's based on the parameters in which govern the way we move and operate within this sport anyway. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But that is definitely the goal. Like, that's where everybody should be, being creative. Whitaker
style.
Yeah.
Because it got pointed out, and it's definitely logical. Like, he wouldn't be able to do that
if it wasn't based on his fundamentals. Exactly.
They have the fundamentals,
But that's the goal. So when I say that, when people hear me talk, I'm like, man, it's overly structured. Yeah, but for giving you the base, giving you the platform, giving you the parameters, and then I want you to eventually make it your own. Yeah. But I don't want you making stupid mistakes, you know what I mean, because like you're trying to do whatever and you're letting your imagination run wild. Because at the end of the day, this is a sport.
Yes.
There's parameters in which we operate in. Yeah. There, as much as we want to say that it's non-exhaustive, it is exhaustive.
Yeah.
There's only so much things that you could do with your hands, you know.
I think that's where MMA and boxing kind of differ.
But there's still limitations to that
Still
too,
limitation,
though, right?
but
it might be a longer list.
Yeah.
But it's not non-exhaustive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's true, but that's where in MMA I can be a little bit more creative. I can get away with. I get away with a lot more stuff.
Yeah. But I love creativity.
Than the purity of boxing. But I'm still creative as hell in boxing. I still.
So trust me, I'm an idealist and a realist. Trust me, because I know.
You're a good balance of both.
I try to be. You got to be.
That's what you are.
You can't be a person of faith, which I am, and just say, "Oh, I'm a realist. All I believe in is absolutes."
Yeah.
I can't. Like, whenever I started doing my master's degree in sports psychology, what I realized that kind of threw me for a loop was once faith enters the conversation, they look at it as taboo. It's like, faith? Well, that's not based on science, right?
Yeah, what does that have to do in this equation?
What does that have to do with psychology? I'm like, everything. What do you mean? Because the scientific method starts with a leap of faith anyway. It starts with an assumption. Plus, there's limits to science. Science is only about what could be observed, measured, and replicated. But what about the big questions?
Yeah.
You know, destiny, morality, purpose, meaning, you know, things that are inherent questions to humanity. How do you begin to answer those based off of some scientific method?
The big questions, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, because of that, you know, I can't just say, oh, I'm a realist. As a matter of fact, I have a sports psychology professor who claims to be an atheist. Oh my God, this is so funny. He claims to be an atheist.
How does this work?
Right?
Okay.
He told me, I hate the SMART goal acronym. Like, when you go into the business world and you go into like even the sports performance world, they use this acronym to set goals called SMART. And what it stands for is that goals, the S stands for they should be specific. That's the S. The M is they should be measurable. You should be able to measure it. The R stands for they should be realistic. The A stands for they should be achievable. And the T is like, the R is reasonable and the T is like time bound. They got to be within a specific time. Most of that I agree with. Most of that he agrees with. What he doesn't agree with is the R for realistic. What do you mean realistic? He goes, most athletes I've come across in my life set goals that were nuts.
Ooh, unrealistic.
Yeah. And they hit them. They were almost miraculous.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm like, man, I agree with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So let's talk about faith. Let's talk about faith. Like what I told you earlier, Monteo Mitchell. He was the Olympic runner who was running a race. Left fibula cracked in the middle of the race. He finished almost, I don't know how much percent of the race with a cracked left fibula. They asked him how he was supposed to do it, how he did it. He said, I just kept telling myself, faith, focus, finish, faith, focus, finish, faith, focus, finish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I go off on a tangent talking about that stuff.
No, I mean, that plays a huge part of it. Huge part. The faith part of it?
Yeah.
You can't.
For you too?
Oh, huge part.
Yeah.
I don't think you can achieve much in this sport if you don't have faith in yourself. Unshakable faith.
Yeah.
And if your faith is easily shaken, then it wasn't for you in the first place.
Is the faith just in yourself though, or is there faith in, God?
Oh, faith in God,
yeah.
of course. I'm a huge believer in God. I don't know if, I don't belong to a certain religion.
Right.
But I believe in a higher power.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because I think it's hard for me to demand so much in my own capabilities if I don't understand the framework in which has given me my capabilities. Right? Like, what does it mean to be a human being? Right? You know what I mean? Those are questions that you have to ask. When you start pursuing questions like that, then you kind of start to answer the potential of humanity, which is amazing. You know what I mean? Especially when you look back on the history of what some human beings were able to accomplish. You know what I mean? So all this faith can't rest in myself because I could only pursue what I know I could possibly be capable of based upon the limitations of my own existence, or at least inherently speaking, right? Like,
Yeah. And then that's where it's like purpose.
yeah, purpose.
Purpose.
Meaning, morality, destiny, right? Like, what is the actual, what is the framework for this, right?
What is the meaning behind purpose? What's the meaning behind destiny?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
'Cause
And then morality, right? What defines what is right and wrong? You know, why are some morals seem to be universal? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's an interesting concept too, because you start thinking about, okay, well, if there's a moral law, we could call it that, and there has to be a moral law giver. Well, who is that?
Yeah.
So the whole higher power, yes, of course, it leads to that. And then there's the conversation of, okay, well, who? Out of all of the theoretical frameworks that exist,
Religions,
which one has, propositional statements that correspond to one another in ways that aren't as contradictory and, make the most sense?
Yeah.
We were here for hours talking about that.
Yeah. I'm just listening here. I'm like,
That was my first degree. I got a degree in biblical studies and theology, and I taught a class in apologetics. That was fun. It was real
I
fun.
went to ACU, so
You did?
Yeah.
You did?
I didn't learn much, bro, but I went.
Abril
We had
Christian
to do
University.
we had to do the Bible study for every day was the class.
I remember chapel and stuff, right?
Chapel, yeah. And listen, I was in the back watching fights. Unfortunately, I am ashamed to say I was in the back of Bible class.
It's all good, man. Some of that stuff be
Watching
boring.
MMA fights. I was. What I'm saying, destiny. Destiny, man. Man.
Yeah.
This part.
That's
You know,
dope.
man, this-
Well, so what's the next fight?
So we're doing TCL. So in the playoff runs, hopefully we make it all the way to the final, and that'll be over in August. And then after that, September be the defense.
In December?
September.
Oh, September.
Now we got a few. See, this is the part where it's like it's out of my control. 'Cause we have offers.
Yeah.
We have offers for Mexico City on Combate in September.
In Mexico City?
Yeah.
Man,
but
I want to go to Mexico City.
let's go.
I
Let's
wish.
go. Let's go.
Yeah.
But things are out of my control.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
September, what would that fight possibly be?
I don't remember the date on
Not
it.
Mexican Independence Day, huh? Or around there?
Probably not, because everybody kind of respects the Canelo fight.
Me and you talked about the Canelo and Crawford.
Works around.
Now that's happening,
Now it's
bro.
okay, how do you see it going?
How do I see it going? I still
talking about
feel the
realistically.
same way.
Talking about realistically.
I still feel the same way. Look, is he the more technical, talented guy, more versatile guy?
1,000%.
Absolutely.
1,000%.
No question in my mind. He could do it all. He's so well polished, right?
Yeah.
But Canelo is so good at what he does, which negates what a lot of guys do really well, right?
Yeah.
And it's at 168. And Crawford went to 154 and didn't look so hot with Madrimov.
Yeah.
And now you're about to skip 160, now go to 168. Don't even know how you fight at 160. Don't even know what it feels like. Hadn't even been tried and tested at 168. And your first fight is the king at 168, who's been accustomed to 168 for how many years now?
Years now.
So would I be surprised? No, because it's boxing.
Yeah.
But I don't see Crawford pulling that off.
Well, you never know.
'Cause
You never know, but I think I'm with you on that page. It's just
do you see him knocking him out?
very well placed body shot.
On Canelo?
It's boxing. It's boxing. You never know.
I don't see it. Look, I love
What?
him. Would I be surprised?
Realistically.
Absolutely no, because he's capable of it.
Yeah.
He's capable of it. But just when I look at the matchup, the difference in weight, strength, power, not being able to get Canelo out of there, I'm like, it's one of those scenarios where Crawford got to box for 12 rounds.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
12. For 12.
And box perfectly.
Yep, and not do it like school, because that would be a shit show, and that would not be a good.
I don't think it's in him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's not.
So he wouldn't do
Nah,
that.
it's
He
not
don't got
in
the mentality. I don't see him doing that. But Nah, I just don't see it. But you know what I mean? Like, more power to him if he does, right? I'm a huge fan of his. You know what I mean? But
at least now in boxing, we're seeing the fights that we actually want to see.
we do. I mean, I never asked for that fight though.
But it's the challenge that was the whispers were kind of weighing heavy. It was like, why not Terrence? Why not Terrence? Why not Terrence? You know?
I think people just want to see something crazy. Something.
We're in the entertainment business.
Yeah, it is.
We're in the entertainment business. And I think that's...
Like, hey, why don't you go from 147 to 168? Why don't you go from 154 to 168? That's a lot of weight classes.
Yeah. And as someone who jumps weight classes, it matters. It matters.
It does.
It matters.
Because you got to get adjusted to the size, mobility, agility, speed, accuracy. All of that is affected by that additional weight. And it's not only affected by additional weight fighting anybody, it's affected
fighting the best 168 that's out there.
The person who got great timing, who take advantage of your off speed or your off moments. You don't even got to hit you a lot.
No, but interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I think boxing wise, I think Crawford has some of the best boxing I've seen.
And mentally speaking, only one of them got something to lose.
Which one?
Canelo. Crawford got nothing to lose. I went up to 68 and I fought the best. If I lose, so be it. Canelo's like, you're coming up from 147 basically.
Yeah.
If I lose to you, people will never forget about this on my legacy.
That is true. That is true. But I mean, I don't know. As a fighter, you always got something to lose. It's a respect, the ego thing.
But at this moment in the career,
career-wise,
Canelo got the most to lose, which is why he never wanted to fight him at the beginning. He says, if I win, I'm not going to get credit. They're going to say he's a smaller guy. If I lose, they're going to be like, what the fuck, you fight? You know what I mean? So shit.
You're not as good as we thought you were. Yeah, absolutely. Well, they're gonna make their millions.
They're gonna make hella millions.
And it's gonna be a fun night for the fans. We get to have a cookout.
But at least you're not fighting around that time.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. You never know how things work out.
Yeah.
I like to take short notice fights, so.
Well, you do. You pulled it off. It was a good fight. You looked good in that fight. You know what I mean? I give you all the credit except for one little thing. One little thing. We talked about this, and I figured it would never happen again since we talked about it. But I didn't see that you had.
I know what you're gonna say.
You didn't have a pedicure, bro.
I didn't know that's what we was going.
Mira, Yo, of course you would be the one person that noticed. Of course you would be the one person that noticed.
Just because we had the show last time. Remember? I'm like, what happened to Chinita?
I was there and I didn't notice.
I walked out with the boots. Listen, I stretched in the boots. I shadow boxed in the boots, and I walked out in the boots. Nobody saw until the ring, and there was no time.
Well, old girl didn't answer the phone, or what happened?
Nah, there was fucking. Nah, I haven't made it to the point of the career where I can just call the girl and be like, show up to the hotel.
Oh, got it.
And then plus, Frisco's a little far from Garland, you know.
It is. Like, I
didn't really have the time to go.
Yeah.
Listen, you don't have to call me out like that. Nobody knew. Now they're gonna go back and look at the toes.
Hey man, might have to look at the.
I gotta replay that whole day. She so did come.
Fuck man.
Now everybody's about to go clip my toes, man.
Hey, you know what? I appreciate you coming back to see me.
Of course.
It's fun. We're looking forward to the rest of your career. I know it's going to be huge. There's a lot about you just from a, personality standpoint that, these next people coming up can actually pick up on. Because mentality is everything, man. It's like confidence is key.
Yeah. Confidence
is key, and you have that.
I do.
And it's not something you pretending to do. It's who you are.
Yeah.
And then that's when you just that's the unlock right there. So, I don't know, I'm looking forward to it. You get a next boxing bout, a big show. You know, maybe I'll be working your corner one day. Who knows?
I know what you bring to the table, Coach.
Yeah.
I got you.
But I appreciate it.
But no, thank you for having me, of course. Thank you for having me on. We said we was going to do it, and I did it.
There we go.
Mentality, baby.
There we go.
Mentality.
Yeah.
Thank you. Quick photo.
I know we gotta get a few. Last time